grows up in a society where beauty is defined by lighter skin. Ridiculed by her family and peers, she turns to drastic measures.
Amaka's story begins in a small bustling neighborhood in Lagos, where her childhood was a mix of dreams and insecurities. Born with flawless dark skin, her beauty was dismissed by families and society that idolized lighter complexions. Her mother constantly compared her to her younger, fair-skinned sister, Chinye. Amaka struggled with self-esteem. Her dark skin, a heritage of African pride, became a source of ridicule. Her mother, in moments of frustration, would sigh and said, "If only you looked like your sister, life would be easier for you." Her mother's voice often rang in her ears. She often heard hurtful remarks from family and peers. Even in the playground, she will hear words like "Amaka, why are you so black?" Her peers would mock and laugh at her. At school, the taunts were relentless. "Ebony girl," her classmates tease, laughing as she walked by. Amaka often stays indoors. These struggles pushed her into a shell, leaving her socially withdrawn. Her only escape was in books and music, where she imagined a world that celebrated her. Amaka's self-esteem withered. She avoided mirrors, hated photographs, and prayed every night for her skin to become lighter. As years pass, when Amaka is in her late teenage years, one evening, as Amaka sits inside her room watching a television segment featuring a famous model who shared her struggles with rejection. "I was once told I wasn't enough," the model said confidently, "but I chose to rewrite my story." Those words ignited something in Amaka. She vowed to change her life, to become someone who couldn't be ignored or ridiculed. Amaka's transformation began with small, determined steps. One evening she walked into a cosmetic shop, explaining to the woman the kind of cream she wanted. The woman smiled and said, "I know just what is right for you." She handed her a cream lotion and said to Amaka, "Try this. In 2 weeks' time you will come and thank me." Amaka collected it with a warm smile and thanked the woman. She started experimented with bleaching creams, followed crash diets, and saved every naira to attend modeling classes. It wasn't easy. Her extreme dieting left her weak. Her mother mocked her efforts. "Bleaching won't make you beautiful," Chinye, her sister, said. But Amaka persevered, clinging to the dream of acceptance and success. Her sacrifices bore fruit when she was selected by a modeling agency. Within months, Amaka became a sensation. Her lightened skin and striking features graced billboards and magazines. Her family, once dismissive, now bragged about her success. Amaka's fame masked a growing storm. Years of using harmful creams and starving herself took a toll on her health. At first, she ignored the signs: fatigue, dizziness, and persistent pain. But during a photo shoot, she collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. After so many tests, Amaka was diagnosed with kidney failure. A consequence of her bleaching creams, the news shattered her world. She was told she needed a kidney transplant to survive. Her fame faded overnight, and her savings drained into medical bills. Amaka's family, once proud to flaunt her success, now turned their backs on her. "We don't have money to waste," her mother said coldly. Chinye, who had benefited the most from Amaka's generosity, cut ties completely. Her friends disappeared, leaving her alone in her darkest hour. But one person refused to abandon her: Daniel, the quiet man next door. Daniel had loved Amaka from afar for years. Though she barely noticed him, he admired her resilience and courage. When her family and friends left, Daniel stepped in. He brought her meals, sat by her hospital bed, and encouraged her to keep fighting. Unknown to Amaka, Daniel made a life-changing decision. When doctors confirmed that he was a match for a kidney donation, he didn't hesitate. Without telling her, he underwent the procedure, determined to save her life. Amaka woke from surgery feeling lighter, though still weak. The doctors assured her that the operation was a success, but they avoided answering her questions about the donor. But when she persisted to have no choice but to tell her the truth, days later, she was wheeled to Daniel's room in the hospital. To her greatest surprise, she saw Daniel laying down in the hospital bed with his face pale, but his smile was warm. "Daniel, what happened to you?" Amaka asked. He hesitated but finally confessed. "Amaka, I gave you my kidney." Shock and disbelief washed over her. "You did what?" Tears welled up in her eyes as she struggled to process his sacrifice. "I couldn't watch you suffer," Daniel said softly. "You mean too much to me." Amaka was overwhelmed. She had always thought of Daniel as a kind neighbor, but now she saw the depth of his love and selflessness. With Daniel's support, Amaka began her recovery. She reflected on her journey and realized how much she had lost in her pursuit of societal approval. She vowed to embrace her natural beauty and inspire others to do the same. Amaka used her story to educate others about the dangers of skin bleaching and the importance of self-love. Her foundation, Glow Within, became a platform for young women to find confidence and strength in their natural selves. As Amaka's life returned to normal, her family and former friends tried to reconcile. Chunye begged for forgiveness, claiming she had always believed in Amaka's potential. Her mother tried to visit, but Amaka kept them at a distance. "I forgive you," she told them through a heartfelt letter. "But I've learned to value the people who stayed when I had nothing to give." With Daniel by her side, Amaka found a happiness she never thought possible. She no longer sought validation from others because she had found it within herself. Together, she and Daniel built a life rooted in love, gratitude, and resilience. At the launch of her foundation, Amaka spoke to a crowd of young girls. True beauty isn't in the color of your skin or the size of your waist. It's in the strength of your heart and the love you give yourself. Never forget that you are enough, just as you are. Moral lesson of this story is that true beauty comes from self-acceptance and inner strength, not societal standards or external validation. The story also teaches that genuine love and loyalty often come from unexpected places, emphasizing the importance of valuing those who stand by you in your darkest moments. Lastly, it shows the power of forgiveness and the importance of using personal struggles to inspire and uplift others. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comments down below and don't forget to support the channel by subscribing.